to the gameplay video bunker walkthrough of Forza Motorsport 7. And there's wine. And you may have seen the last video, and we introduced this Mustang here. Unfortunately, the audio just quit. I don't know why. I think it's a Forza thing. Great, more Windows issues on Windows. More Microsoft issues on Windows. More Xbox issues on Windows, I should say. But regardless, so I and my grandparents just bought a car a few hours ago. Well, not quite. We put a down payment on it, and then we're going to actually pay the rest off tomorrow. Because we didn't actually have a ducks in a row yet. Moving money around, you see. And yeah, we actually got a Mustang EcoBoost Premium with the pony package and active valve exhaust, as well as the voice-activated navigation system and spare tire for $34,000 out the door, including the Ford Premium Protection package, which is a first-party warranty that, which we got eight years for $1,400, and it covers basically everything except for electric car batteries, which is crazy that it doesn't predict that, but it predicts your engine, which they cost roughly the same. So I don't know, but anyway. But yeah, so let's get started. So in the last episode, we got our GT again because of issues with syncing data. I got my fancy blue, white, and gold racing, which is fantastic. I actually love this thing. I don't know what I'm going to do if this ever syncs. But anyway, let's get started racing, and I'll tell you the story of what happened at Bozard Ford in St. Augustine. So we start today by going down to St. Augustine to Bozard Ford. We're hoping to go stop at Buc-ee's since we have one there, which is a great. Which, if you know Wawa, it's basically just a big Wawa. Oh, there's the controller disconnected for no reason. Just in case controller disconnected has anything to do with the mic. Because I know it's working. I tried it. I don't know why it didn't work in the last video. There we go. Past this SS, past these old cars. Whoops. And also, since I got a pony package, I can just put better tires on this. Because the pony package does have 225 wide tires and Pirellis, and they're really thin though. But I mean, they're not too thin. It's a Mustang. What do you want from it? But still. Oh, saved it. So yeah, so today we started out going down to St. Augustine from Jacksonville, passing the Buc-ee's, which is a world-famous truck stop, mostly for its food, just like Wawa is. And we stopped by, we had a sort of appointment, more or less we'll be here between 11 and 12. And basically, we met up with the salesman who was dealing with. We met up with the Ford salesman who was dealing with. We met up with the Ford salesman, Nick, or was it Rick? We also dealt with Rick, but we met with the Ford salesman, Rick. Yeah, Rick, and we showed. He said that Greg, the guy we've been dealing with since March, was busy today, so we worked with him. He showed us the car, which was parked outside. We saw it; it looked fantastic. the pony package and the Rapid Red Metallic work so well together, which I should be showing you that now in the side, so you don't have to miss the racing, or on the bottom of the screen with all the first-person nonsense. But yeah, I should be showing you pictures. What's been happening? What's going on with the story? But anyway, so. So he took his first test drive since my grandpa doesn't like test driving. I have a learner's permit. You can't really test drive cars with a learner's permit, unfortunately. And I would have got my learner's permit in 2020, but the 2020 happened, so I couldn't get it in 2020. And we are looking to get it at a driving school locally. It's more expensive than getting it through the DMV, but should just be a nice experience overall. So yeah. So we took a test drive, he showed us the car. The Incubus actually puts you back in your seat. And the chairs are so nice, they actually feel like fire jet chairs, with how cushioned they are for doing pulls and turning like this, like what we're doing in game. It's just, even though those are the standard Incubus chairs, they weren't Recaros or anything for the GT or anything like that. So yeah. The cooled seats were really, really nice. You don't really notice it, really, unless you really look for it. Who won? Who won this race? That Volvo. Every single time. I'm being paranoid. Be right back. Being paranoid because of my issue. Or not mic issue, the game volume issue. Oh, that's where's the mouse? There's the mouse. That's that thing. It doesn't happen on Xbox. So anyway, Daryl. Don't need a Benz. So, continuing with the story. Which I'm going to need to put all the videos into the Dirt First Car Journey playlist. And I actually been thinking about it. I'm going to keep the Dirt First Car Journey. I guess now it's going to be called the Dirt Car Journey. Because now I have my first car. It's incredible. I've been looking into getting one for a year. So it's just crazy that I finally have one. In a sense, we'll get to why it's in a sense in a second. It's not in a sense that we financed or anything. Don't worry about that. It's more of in a sense that it's not in our garage right now, and it won't be in my garage till Friday, till my sister and I can drive it home. Controller disconnected. Controller disconnected. Abort. Why aren't you connect, you fool? Connect, you fool. You fool. Oh, I actually like this. I like this first person. No, see it. No, I'm seeing it. Oh, come on. That's what I went last time. So we went to test drive around the local area. Even the EcoBoost has this have a profile similar to the GT, and the fact that it can spin out if you're not careful with it. It can get tail happy if you're not careful with it. Even just the plain EcoBoost, because I didn't get the Mustang that I got wasn't the Mustang I was looking at wasn't the performance package for the EcoBoost. It's just the EcoBoost Premium, which is the same as the old EcoBoost. So if you're planning on getting the cheapest Mustang you can get, it's really good. Even though it's a 4-cylinder turbo, it's basically the best power for money you can get outside of a Camaro or Challenger. And even though the Challenger isn't very good with the Ford with its low end because it's so gigantic, the Camaro is just as good as the Mustang EcoBoost. The 1L or whatever, the 1L2 or whatever it is. It's just as good as the Mustang, but it's they're rivals. What do you want from them? They're friends. They're frenemies at this point, I think. So yeah, we got back in the dealer, did some paperwork, moved money around, and we bought a car. We were out of the dealership in 2 hours. 2 hours from getting into it, not 2 hours in the single event. The longest time frame it was the finance manager was taking his sweet time actually starting to talk to us. And once we got into the finance manager's office, it was fast, it was quick. Nick was great, and Nick was great. He didn't try to sell us anything. He didn't do anything finance managers are really known for, which is good, which is another plus for Bozard Ford. And yeah, so all three of the guys we worked with, Greg, Nick, and Rick. Greg, Rick, and Nick were all great. And this video is not sponsored, by the way, in case you're wondering. And I just wanted to tell my experience because this was my first time buying a car, and this might be useful to you if it's also your first time buying a car or you haven't bought a car in a while. Because things are different now. Things are very different now, but you just gotta very different now, but a lot easier. Especially if you're a Costco member, Sam's Club member, like BJ member, like we are. Basically, a member of any of the big box stores or warehouse stores, I should say. You can actually just go on their website and whoa, getting a little unstable. You just go on their website and just look up cars and get contacted by 1,000 dealers and just say what's your out-the-door price in the car, and then you're done. Unless they're a bad dealer, then you don't work with them if they're not instantly giving you the out-the-door price. If you ask for it or if they give you a hard time, because Bozard Ford was actually great. Greg worked with us the entire time over the last few months, answering your questions. No fuss. I was always gracious and just nice, and just a nice guy. So yeah. That's pretty much it. I just need to edit this video so I can show you all the events as they happen in order, and that shouldn't be that hard. Although I need to get Google Drive back on my Alienware laptop so I can actually, do that easily, because it can be difficult going from tab to tab or using the browser. And this race is kind of showing that I can actually talk and drive now, which is also part of the first car journey that I wanted to do, but that I really want to do while doing Forza, as well as testing out the various cars in their generalities to see what they were like. Because Forza in itself is a generality, not being a complete simulator, not being a complete arcade. Forza just has a ton of car selection. So yeah, but we'll see when I actually start driving the Mustang if it's anything like Forza. Which of course this is a 2015 GT, not a 2020 EcoBoost. Well, they should be similar enough. This was the beginning of the final transition into this generation, which it took Ford a couple of years to transfer into this generation. There were a few car years where they were in between the last generation Mustang in this one that we're currently in 2021, and 2015 was the first of the current Mustangs. Which I can't wait to see what the new Mustang, what the next generation Mustang will have, because of the whole. Oh, we win. That was easy. Well, the new generation Mustang will have, because we because of the Mach-E upgrading interior so much. I mean, Mach-E is also more expensive, but if they can manage to put the same interior as Mach-E, or similar interior, still keep the classic Mustang look, like put the materials and everything into the EcoBoost, that'd be fantastic. And really upgrade Ford, and really upgrade Ford in a lot of people's eyes. You know, those people that always complain about American cars having being basic, I guess is what you would say in the modern day. Whereas Mazda is not basic. I mean, and they're right to complain, and they're right to point that out, because of the fact that the upper trims of the Mustang are the same price as, you know, German luxury cars and other luxury cars as well. Little nighttime action. Oh, there goes the same thing as I am. Oh, that's turn. That's a turn. People are freaking out. Graphically freaking out. Oh, why'd you brake? Why'd you brake? Why did you brake? You don't need turn. You don't need that. You probably have a turning radius than I do, SS. Those things were not made for Prague, for European streets, these ancient cities. Now, the nice thing about the Mustang is, when you're a Mustang owner, you have a rather large family now. Although even though it's technically just an EcoBoost, which is a cult following, which has a cult following, by the way, of people who buy EcoBoosts for their cheapness or to outdo GTs by tuning them. You know, people that love their EcoBoosts for whatever reason. Like, I mean, the reason I might as well say, why did I get an EcoBoost? Well, why have I been looking for an EcoBoost since the entire time I had a GT? Well, it comes down to, well, I already have my family has tons of V8s. The big van has a V8. My mom's truck has a V8. The Suburbans have V8s. So if I want a V8, I can just, you know, drive one of them. Mostly the Suburban. So, yeah, come on, Volvo. Come on, Volvo. There we go. Like, if I wanted to drive a V8, I would just drive one of them. Also, the EcoBoosts are cheaper for more stuff, more features, which is what I'm looking for. One of the main components of my first car is what I wanted, was a chair-like experience, the chair that I'm coming to you recorded from right now. And yeah, I just wanted a nice, comfortable car that was fun to drive, because I wanted to have more reason to drive cars than I do now. I feel more confident driving, because modern cars give you more confident feel. That's the entire purpose of the first car journey. If not, I would have been happy with the CR-V and the Suburban for a while yet now, but still, at least until EVs got a bit cheaper. But you know, I wanted a car that I could feel safe, comfortable, and have fun in. and the EcoBoost Premium is all of that. So it's a GT Premium, to be fair, because they're the exact same thing. Just one has an i4 engine, one has an inline-4 turbo, and one has a naturally aspirated V8. So yeah, and also the fuel economy too, because the EcoBoost just has double the fuel economy of the GT, and you can milk it for more. One guy in the comments of one video said that he got 50 miles per gallon out of his EcoBoost, even though the miles per gallon should be more around 30. But yeah, so it's not the most efficient thing in the world, the EcoBoost. However, it is as efficient as our Honda CR-V, if not a little bit more so. So yeah, with modern features like integrated backup camera, integrated infotainment system, sensors because of the Safe and Smart Package 2. I forgot to mention that. So it has all the features of a 2021 what 2021 would have stock, basically. And yeah, so it's just, and also having a car for once, you don't have to worry about rolling it over very much. I mean, you can still roll over cars. It's just really, really, really difficult to, as opposed to Suburban, for instance. I'm not. Oh, I just cannot get that turn right. Am I in the zone tonight? So yeah, that's my first car journey. Now it's going to switch over to the car journey, I guess. Just general unboxing and showing off videos. And testing videos. Which I still need to test out and unbox my... Well, not unbox. That'd be silly if I had been keeping my sister away from her car this long for me to unbox it. But no, we really need to show... well, I've been meaning to show off show off her car and do a Dirt Spawn unboxing video on it. But we just haven't been able to, unfortunately. So this is I'm really hoping I can do it with the Mustang. At least talk well inside of its interior, at least. We're going right. Yeah, I said right. There we go. My thumb was preparing to hit the e-brake. Which, like I was not prepared for how shiny and just how nice the interior is compared to our CR-V. Our CR-V our CR-V was half the price. $19,000 back in 2009. And even the Suburban isn't nearly as nice as the Mustang, because it's a 2002 Suburban. What do you want from it? Even though it's an LT Suburban, which is the mid-tier Suburban of that time. Leather seats, heated seats and everything. A ton of different radio options. Like it has cassette player, CD player. Radio has a radio for a separate radio in the back for the captain's chair, for the mid passengers. It's so good. And I actually really like the interior of the Mustang. From the limited experience I have so far, because I only sat in it twice, and when one of the times was in the back seat. When my sister first test drove it. Oh, another win! Another victory for us. Oh, I lost my tail light. Oh, we don't need that. Keeping up voice, but anyway. Wow, is that far ahead of that Volvo? Yeah. Go Mustang. Okay, let's make this one last one for today. Then we're up with the video. For America. Fitting check to end this on. So like my sister is really excited for the Mustang. There was a point where I wasn't sure whether or not to hold out for a built-in price Mustang or just to get the cheapest Mustang, like the cheapest Mustang Premium that we have found and will ever find. Basically, $9,000 off is nothing to shake at. Because the price was $30,000. The price was $30,000 of a $39,000 MSRP car. And then you had that door price of $34,000, and it's really good. Even Milnex, which adds every single rebate known to Ford, that's my first one in a while. Even though Milnex from Orlando, which is a great choice for new cars. Even they with their $36,000 $3,000 off MSRP, so $39,000 new car, MSRP car. That will still, the taxes, no dealer fees, still has taxes, and title, if you don't get one transferred, comes down to MSRP exactly. That's at the door price. So basically, we weren't going to find another Mustang like the one that we got ever. It was just the perfect circumstances, and the reason why they said that this 2020 has been on a lot for so long is because it was one of the last 2020s. It was literally built December 12th, 2020, or December 20th, 2020. So, it was almost built, so it's only a week away from being built, or it's like a week or two away from being built in 2021. So that's how quick. Oh, we're gonna bang, perfect. It's been a while since I've done more America. The tight turns are not the Mustang specialty. It's supposed to turn, not tight turn. Like the steering wheel feels fantastic. The chrome looks really nice. The chairs are really comfortable while still being bolstered, which is really nice. And overall, it's just Mustang's a fantastic vehicle. And although I'm saying this because I'm not just saying this because I wanted one my entire life. I've only known the last two generations of Mustangs. The Mustangs from 2005 and up. I never known the Fox body, and I know people don't consider the Mach-E, the EcoBoost, the V6 even real Mustangs, but I'm on the verge of not considering the Fox bodies real Mustangs. Even though there are plenty of real Mustangs, especially by the Mach-E's count. And I consider the Mach-E a real Mustang by its feel. It's just that the Fox body, even without knowing that it was meant to emulate European models, it just doesn't feel like the original Mustang to me from looking at it. Of course, if you actually go out and drive the thing, it feels like an actual Mustang, but still. However, the last two generations of Mustangs have been my favorite generations of Mustangs. Even the original, I like the original, yes, but the original has like these puny little tail lights that are just not as grand as what's on this Mustang. This on the modern models. And I do remember flying the recent Forza Motorsport and seeing this new model of Mustang, and then actually seeing it like within a few months on the road, and being really impressed how it looks. I love the looks of this Mustang, and one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to wait for the next generation. It would have been better on the money side. We wouldn't have got a cheaper deal, but we would have been able to save more. So yeah, so I kind of want to wait for the next generation of Mustang, but I love this generation just so much. And yeah, I also love the previous generation, but I love this generation more. Plus I believe it's easier to drive at the very least. Easier and safer to drive than the previous generation Mustang because of the live axle and the older ones. Even though we can get that for how much we actually save. So yeah. But don't worry, we'll get our money. We'll be able to save some more and then get our money back. Oh, come on. Then get the money that we spent back on this Mustang within the next couple of years. Which is the funny thing about financing is, really, financing and leasing that is really, why do you need a finance or lease when you can just save up and buy it later? Of course, if you can't wait for a car, like my sister couldn't, she had to finance. She needed a car soon. She needed a car when she needed a car last year. And I wait, and for me and my grandparents, we just waited. We could wait. We could just use the other cars we had. But my sister needed a car, so she had to finance. And I do understand why it exists, because financing is good for when you I actually know 2 laps remaining. And then we get 1 lap remaining. Come on, turn. I'm not used to these sharp turns. I'm still used to judging them. That's low. But anyway, so basically what I'm saying is, if you can save up for a car and buy a car, do that. Don't finance unless you really have to. Because there's less risk in paying it for in cash, because you own the car, 100% you own the car. You don't. Do I really own the car, or do they own the, or do my creditors on the car, which shouldn't be creditors on the car? And you're just driving it while you wait to pay them off. And you're basically renting it until you pay it off, which just doesn't sound appealing to us. To me and my grandparents. Come on, Volvo. Come on, Volvo. Come on, Volvo. No, you don't, Volvo. No, you don't. Looking early, second, getting the car. Trying out the right stick for once. Okay, we'll wind that. I could have covered it, but nope. There we go. That's what I need to do. No, Volvo, you're not doing it. Come on, V8. Come on, I'm in the Volvo V8 for all I know. Oh, no, you don't. You flip it over me. Oh, you jerk! You jerk! You jerk! Caught it that time. I mean, I have been using him as a bump stop this entire race. But you see what they eyed. You see what they eyed. Oh, this turn! This turn! Okay, wide. Get wide, wide. I need the buddies. That wasn't even the final lap. Oh, come on. This fucking turn. Every single time. I'm not used to turns happening that fast. And there's no warning of the turn either, which is crazy. Hey, 4 right there. Yeah, 4 feet. 4 feet into the turn. Yeah, that's not gonna help game. Oh, it's gonna be me and this Volvo this entire race, isn't it? The rest of this race. It's always me versus this Volvo every single time. It's always that Volvo too. Like the cars don't rotate. Come on. I assume my braking is better than it actually is. It's something I should remember for driving an actual Mustang. But then again, my actual Mustang does have better tires than this. Although it's also warranty. Although it's also mean big braking in, so I don't want to use it like this, and I'm not going to perform nearly as good as these because they're not broken in. Turn you fool. Oh, that's dirt. So I mean, it's just a little extra on Bozard Ford. They actually have a restaurant next door, kind of like a tourist destination kind of thing. Like it's a dealership with a restaurant. It's crazy. I actually want to really try their burgers because it sounds really good. It looks nice on the outside at least. And I'll have plenty of opportunities too when I get service up when I service the Mustang. Which it does have a name, by the way, and a name that means a whole lot to me. So I'll share it with you once we actually christen it. In its showing off video or its unboxing video, or whatever it's gonna be. Probably not an unboxing video because we're not taking anything off the Mustang, probably. If I had to guess. Oh no. Yeah, we win. Oh, that Volvo's right next to us. Is it the Volvo? Oh, it's the Volvo. Porsche. The Super Sport. Alright, time to wrap up the video. Watch out, people. I think I'm a flashlight, but I might as well get that. I like my current suit really well.